It's Derringer at your desk. And now, everybody, here's John Derringer.
See, this is what we do when we've got nothing else to do all day. So here we sit here, Derringer at your desk, live on the website at Q107.com with Billy Hayes, Ryan Parker, and Johnny Garbutt. Johnny, we're going to be doing 10 and 10 this morning.
Yeah, let's start off 10 and 10. I'll give you guys 10 topics. You each have a minute combined total to give me your answer.
Let's have number one.
All right, number one, starting off with you, Mr. Derringer. Worst movie you've ever seen, go.
Worst movie I've ever seen. This is a very difficult one, but I am going to have to go with the worst movie ever made, Napoleon Dynamite.
Ooh, good call.
Unwatchable. From the first 30 seconds in, the T-shirt should have said, "Kill Pedro." End of story. Billy Hayes.
Gigli, gobble, gobble my ass. It was unbelievable. It won 7 Razzies as the worst movie in the first 25 years of the Razzie Award. It was just crap.
Numbly.
Adam Sandler getting punched in the face by Bob Barker, funny. Adam Sandler trying to be serious, not funny. Punch Drunk Love, absolutely horrendous. Can't believe I spent $5 on that piece of kife.
$5? What did you see it in 1966?
That was terrible, terrible movie.
All right, Johnny, number two, my
Topic number
friend.
2, guys, what is the best nickname in sports?
Best nickname, Billy?
There's the Deportivo Wanka of Peru, but my favorite is the Young Boys Bern, who play in Wankdorf Stadium in Bern, Germany. I don't need to add any more than that.
I think that pretty well sums it all up right there. Chumley.
You gotta know you have a great nickname when you say the guy's real name and you probably don't even know who I'm referring to. Rod Smart, not so smart. He hate me from XFL fame.
Very, very strong.
Yeah.
I would have to go with one of the great Toronto Maple Leafs of all time, Boreas Solming, known as the human tripod. There is no more explanation needed for that one. While we're on the subject, I could also select the great Oakland Raider, Marcus Allen, known as the Redwood in the dressing room. Again, no explanation needed there. But for all-time best nicknames, one of my favorite running backs in the history of the National Football League out of the University of Texas, played with the Houston Oilers. He was from Tyler, Texas. Therefore, Earl Campbell was the Tyler Rose.
That's the end of the minute. The third question, out of everything that you guys have on your honey-do lists at home, what chore do you hate doing the most?
I got to tell you something. I don't mind doing a lot of chores. I'll man up right now. One thing I cannot do, and I tell you, once I finish doing, I look like I am Nick Nolte on a bender. Ironing. I can't iron. I hate to iron. Baby, don't make me iron no more.
Billy Hayes.
Anything with tools, because it just makes me one.
Okay, yeah, fair enough. Neither one of us got the tool gene in our family. You know what? The vacuum, for some reason. I have a severe problem with the vacuum.
You can only watch one television show for the rest of your life. Which one is it and why?
Well, I'm going to have to go pedestrian on this one. First of all, had there been some more episodes made, I'd probably take Oz, best prison show ever made. I would have NFL football on 24 hours a day, every day. But I'm going to make a pedestrian choice, and that is the best television show made in the last 25 years. One in which you get to the 52-minute mark of an episode, and you go, I want this to go on for another hour because Uncle June's talking. We're talking Sopranos. Could watch it pretty well all day, every day. Billy Hayes.
Well, same sort of thing. I could watch Hockey Night in Canada all the time because you never know how it's going to end. Usually, though, it's not good if you're, say, a Leaf fan. But if there was one show I had to watch, I think it would be Seinfeld. I never get tired of it. Those guys, the characters are so well done. I could watch it forever.
One of my all-time favorite guys, I know your favorite too, John, Vincent D'Onofrio. I love all the Law and Orders, but Law and Order, Criminal Intent is one of my all-time favorite shows, and I can watch that over and over and over again.
Out of the 5 undefeated teams in the NFL, the Denver, Indy, Giants, Vikings, and the Saints, they're all undefeated. Which team do you think is not for real?
Billy Hayes.
Well, I think they're all for real, but I think that the one that's going to lose first is the New York Giants. They're in New Orleans this week. The Saints are coming off a bye. Eli Manning was hurt last week. I just think that I like the Saints to win that, and it's also in New Orleans.
I believed in Indy and the Giants before the season started, even the Saints. I don't necessarily believe in the Vikings or Denver, although I do love the story of Denver. But if I had to pick one team, I think eventually Brett Favre's arm will cack out, and they will lose eventually.
Starting to look like that could be a while longer down the road. I'm going to take Denver in those sweepstakes. I'm as surprised as anybody that they've continued to play as well as they have, and I think this was their biggest win this last weekend over the New England Patriots. Out of the bunch, I got to tell you, and this pains me, guys. I hate to say this. I hate to admit it. I'm getting a bit of a schwitz on as I think about it. I think the Vikings are the best of the bunch. I think they are, without question, right now, the best team in the National Football League.
Jeopardy or Wheel of Fortune? Which one do you guys like better?
I got to tell you something. I'm a big fan of Vanna White. I don't even mind Pat, but can I ask you something, Pat? Can I buy a pillow? I'm not a huge fan. Believe it or not, even though I'm not too bright, I love to watch Jeopardy. Jeopardy out of the Wheel of Fortune for sure.
Billy Hayes.
Yeah, I'm the same. I think Jeopardy's great, and one of the things about it is that there are some topics on there that I think I could do really well at, and the other ones I can prove I'm an idiot. So I'm good with both.
I like Jeopardy. I think that when Merv Griffin was still running around, there was always the possibility that somebody working on either Jeopardy or Wheel of Fortune would find themselves prone under a naked Merv Griffin. Fortunately, that's not going to happen anymore, and really has very little to do with my decision to pick Jeopardy.
Best guitar solo ever.
I'll jump in right now and say, a guitar solo is good when you've heard it tons of times and it still gives you chills. In fact, I heard it on the Thanksgiving 500 over the weekend, and that, of course, would be Stairway to Heaven when Jimmy Page kicks it in. Give me a break. I can hear it over and over again. I love it.
Billy Hayes.
Wow, there's so many. Freebird from Leonard Skinner, I had the opportunity to see them do it live twice, and I could listen to that over and over and over again. That's the one I'd go with.
I'm going to take a couple. Keith doing his little Sympathy for the Devil, just an incredible solo. Love the way he ends that. But my number one choice is going to be Jimmy Page's pick as well for all-time best guitar solo in a rock song, and that is Elliot Randall's incredible one take on Steely Dan's Reelin' in the Years.
We are now on to question number 8. Halloween is just around the corner, boys. What is the scariest movie that you've ever seen?
The Birds. The original Birds scared the living daylights out of me.
Because they just wouldn't go away.
Yeah.
Pesky little suckers. And they're now currently residing at the corner of Yonge and Dundas.
Scary movies, I'm kind of torn between two. One of them, of course, is Crocodile Blondie and the Black Hole of Mamu. I couldn't believe that thing was real. But if I have to go more traditional, I will say Psycho. Normie Bates scared the hell out of me.
Scariest movie, as a matter of fact, it's a very frightening movie I saw about 4 or 5 times this weekend because we had family movie weekend at home with the kids. Jerry Seinfeld's B movie, because every time I watch it, I'm terrified I'm going to have to watch it again.
And of all the players the Leafs have signed this offseason, which one has sucked the most?
I'll jump in and say I don't really know if he sucked the most. I just love to say his name, so I'm going to say it right now any chance I can, and that's Francois Beauchemin.
He's a huge disappointment. I think Commissaric's right there. Both of them are just awful.
Yeah, no,
so
we're going to have to take this song back.
Come on, Leaf Nation, let's hear it. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Who can throw a body check? Sprinkle it with pain. Drive it to the net and score a goal or two. Beauchemin, Beauchemin, oh Beauchemin can, Beauchemin can, Beauchemin can, 'cause he mixes it with face and makes the team super good.
I'm disappointed we even did this song.
What would be your last meal if you were on death row?
I got to tell you what I'd jump in with. I'd have to go with fries and gravy and probably a side order of a shank so I get myself out of jail. That's just smart playing right there.
I think I'd go veal parm with a little side of spaghetti and strawberry rhubarb pie with ice cream.
Very
go
nice.
big and go home.
I could eat bacon and eggs 3 times a day, every day for the rest of my life. That would always be a solid choice. Although I'm hoping we never have to test that one out.
Yeah.
Now, Johnny, how about your pick here? I want to ask you a couple of these. Worst movie you've ever seen?
Worst movie I've ever seen. I actually paid to go see it when I was a kid. My parents took me. Howard the Duck. I was extremely disappointed. It was brutal.
Yeah, and Leah Thompson wasn't worth at least 50 cents of that.
Not at that time. No, I wasn't. I was
Familiar with the ways of
Duck.
Leah Thompson.
Correct.
Okay, well, Johnny, you got out of that quickly, I'm sure. Best nickname in sports?
Best nickname in sports, Doug Gilmour, the killer. It's a great nickname. I'm partial to the Leafs and to Doug Gilmour.
And of the NFL teams, which one's the one that's going to stiff out of the undefeated team so far?
I think the Broncos will. I think Brandon Marshall is a real issue on that team. We saw it in the preseason. Things are going good now. I think the wheels will fall off eventually with that team.
All right. Well, thank you, Johnny.
Thank you.
Fellers.
Yes.
Next Wednesday morning, we'll hang around and do it again. It's Derringer at Your Desk.
It's Derringer at Your Desk.